Hey there, my name is Justin West. I'm the founder and owner of hundredsofcustomers.com. I have been in business for a decade at this point, which is a pretty exciting thing. To be self-employed, to start a company and have it last even a couple of years sometimes is rough to do. But even in the midst of a huge economic downturn, I've been able to keep my business afloat, and in fact have had some of the best years of my business in the last couple of years because everybody is hurting and everybody is wanting to make things better. Everyone wants to see their businesses grow. There's a lot of different ways out there that you can throw money at the wall and hope that something sticks. But in general, the best way to get new customers is to be in front of people when they are looking for someone who does what it is that you do. That's why back in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s and early thousands, the Yellow Pages was the place to be. But in the modern era of Google, obviously you want to be where people are searching, and they are searching, generally speaking, on Google. And over 90% of searches, as many as 97% of searches, don't go past page one. So you want to find a way to be on page one. The problem is SEO generally is very expensive. In fact, without tipping my cards too much, my average SEO client pays over $10,000 a month in order for me to do SEO for them. Is it worth it? Yes. Do they make more money than they spend? Yes. But most people don't have that kind of money to lay out in order to get themselves to page one of Google. And so a few years ago, I discovered something that really kind of blew me away. And it came when I was really meditating on what made SEO work. I was actually doing work for clients that I had at the moment. And I was realizing that really what Google likes is brands. A brand is a vested, vetted entity, right? It's safe. Google makes the majority of their money, over 95% of their money, comes from the ads they show you in search results. And the only reason they can show you those ads is because they get traffic. And the only reason they get traffic is because people trust Google and are willing to go there. That's why Google entered the lexicon as a search term, right? We Google something when we want to find it. Even if we go to Bing or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo, right? You're still Googling it, right? I've told people to do this on a regular basis, even when I'm talking about looking it up in a dictionary or an encyclopedia. Say, go Google it. The encyclopedia is right over there, right? And I'm not the only person that does that, right? So Google is the 800-pound gorilla in the room, and they love brands. So I was trying to help my clients imitate or mimic what big brands do, because a big part of SEO, honestly, is fake it till you make it, right? It's making a client look like a big enough brand that Google says, hey, these guys are safe, they're trusted, they're vetted, until Google puts them on page one of Google. And then all of a sudden everything just takes over. The wind is in the sails and it pushes them forward naturally, and they become a brand. You faked it long enough, and then you've made it. So that's the general gist of what makes SEO tick. But these big brands, what they tend to do is they don't do. I mean, they have organic outreach. They do blog posting, and people definitely link to them, which is a big part of SEO still is building backlinks. But one of the things they do is they are always in the news media. There are news stories every single day about Nike or Adidas or Reebok or Fila or any of these major brands are out there, your Budweisers, your Coca-Colas, etc. And so what I started to do was build a network of news sites and resources that I could use in order to publish good content, good quality, newsworthy content about my clients. And my thought was it would actually help them in the end, raise them up in the search results. And it did. But I actually stumbled across something that really kind of took me by surprise. And that was literally within 24 to 48 hours of running a media campaign, those media stories were on page one of Google for the terms my client was looking for. And usually what wound up happening is the story would be here and then my client's website would be here. And so now all of a sudden we were ranking not just once, but twice on page one of Google. And occasionally Google, for whatever reason, would even pick up two versions of the news story and it would sandwich the client in between the news story. And so they would take up 2, 3, 4, even 5 spaces on page one of Google simply by virtue of running an aggressive media campaign. This has become my bread and butter. It's what I do for almost all of my clients because it is one of the most cost-effective ways to get on Google and get there quickly and stay there indefinitely. Not every news site stays up 10 years, but some of them do. And so it's a really, really, really fast way to see the kind of results usually you have to pay 5 or 6 figures for over the course of a year that we can do for under $1,000, which is absolutely mind blowing. There's nobody out there that does the stuff that I do, and I only work with a handful of clients. And so, if you are interested at all in working with me, then you need to reach out by clicking the link below either this video or if you're listening to this in audio, this podcast, and schedule time to talk with me. I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to work with you. I've got limited space due to editorial guidelines, editorial cues, the publishing, etc. Right? There's only so much I can do. There's only so many people I can help. But if you want to make 2022 the best year possible for your business, if you want to get in front of more customers and more clients than you've ever thought possible before, then what you need to do is click the link below, schedule time to talk, and we'll go from there. This is Justin West. Again, I'm the founder and CEO of Hundreds of Customers. You're also listening to this or watching this via one of my outreach resources, which is called Local Leader TV. And I love that as well because it's a great way to get you in front of people and make content that people want to see that's engaging and it puts you in front of people. So if you want to be able to be featured on the podcast here, you can also reach out to me in the same way below or email hello@localleader.tv. That being the case, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Keep it nice and short and sweet. But I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you grow your business to the best it's ever been. Thank you.